Oh my god, I have so many questions. I can't stop asking.
Is Atlantis and Lumeria the same thing?
No.
What is Lumeria?
I understand Lumeria as being a different, it was in a similar timeline, but the tape that I listened to was the Lemurians were living underground. They had a terrible time with the dinosaurs. I know, right?
So there was human race on Earth during the dinosaur era?
I don't know.
How long ago were dinosaurs?
I don't know, millions of years ago.
So millions,
Yeah,
not thousands.
yeah.
I'm in a very dark place. Extremely dark and shadowy. This is my home.
Why is it dark?
It is in the ground.
In the ground. Is that below ground?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, why do you live below ground?
Our people are afraid of the large animals that roam the land. We have been driven to live underground. This is the second generation to live underground.
Well, it could be, this is, like I said, I got all these tapes. It's not like they tell me exactly when. And they just put these pieces together and I just put them on the table and I go, fascinating. Do I ask anyone to believe it? No. At best I say, isn't that fascinating? It's weird to talk about.
It is.
Because
People
it sounds like
what?
I believe every single thing that I'm
Sounds
saying.
like you're a little crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Who are you?
Okay, so when someone reads a book on science fiction, it's safely labeled science fiction. And if you read science fiction and you were telling me about a book you read, I don't think you're crazy for reading it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, except it doesn't have a science fiction label.
We can pretend it does, but it doesn't.
Because it's safe to have that label.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
keeps me out of the hospital. But if I say, for fact that happened, you know, call the doctors. But I'm not. I'm saying this was really interesting storytelling. I don't know where to put it. And so what if it's not aligning with everything I am or in my belief system? It's a spectacular expansion of my mind. I don't know, you could have a crazy dream or you could travel somewhere and you traveled there and you had these experiences and you know you come back different. If you travel and you come back and everyone else seems the same but you're different when you travel and you come back. Katya talks about that. And I'm just looking for a place to put it. I'm not the keeper of these orientation. I don't have that direct connect. I would like that direct connect where I could just say, oh, here it is and why, and keep asking because I won't run out of answers. I'm just a guy talking about a collection that I have and an interest that I've had since I'm 16.
It's like, I'm not crazy, I promise.
No, I'm a little crazy.
Yeah, everyone's a little crazy.
I'm an art guy. I mean, you gotta be a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta, I think, in order to be into art making the way I am, a little loose with the five senses. It's crazy when I expect someone else to believe it. That's crazy. Or it's crazy when I expect our culture to operate like a sovereign citizen expects the Border Patrol to behave.
Yeah.
It's not gonna fly. I don't expect anyone else to change. I'll do it myself.
But you're not even pushing anything onto anyone. You're just sharing what your thoughts are, and that's it.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Megan doesn't say, yes. Oh, I don't believe that.
Right.
She just goes, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And I'm going, well, I heard so-and-so. I saw a TV show. I read a book. I heard a tape. I was in a room. That's all.
All right, the answer to, yet again, the question that I don't know what that was.
Is Atlantis and Lumeria the same thing?
You said no.
I said no.
No, thank you. Is Atlantis and Mu the same thing?
Mu.
Oh, I heard Don talk about that. I want to talk about Lemuria. Just the Atlanteans helped the Lemurians a lot. Something about that.
It's like different, like...
The tape that I heard is at a time that they were living underground, and a generation had been underground. I don't remember why. If it was like.
But is it like two different countries, two different like cultures, two different
I think it was
races?
Yes,
what is it?
I think it was two different races, two different locations, yeah.
Okay.
But there was some overlap with the timeline because in the age regression, Lemurian is talking about the great ships that the Atlanteans had and that they were grateful for their help because they were having trouble surviving. And some of the Lemurians went to Atlantis to be trained in order to bring back knowledge to Lumeria.
I see. Now, what about Mew?
I don't know anything about Mew.
You said Don mentioned it.
He mentioned it, but I don't
As in, mentioned it like...
Dude, I was 16. I mean, come on, you're asking me to remember a long time ago.
whoa, I don't know, man.
I got nothing on Mew.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Is Lumeria and Mew the same thing?
I don't think so. I mean,
It makes sense if Lumeria
I know, that's
and
what I was
Atlantis are different. They're two different things.
yeah.
If Atlantis and Mew are the same thing,
It's like, is Chicago
Then how
and
is
Los
this-
Angeles the same? I'm not spending a lot of time putting together this big timeline. I'm interested in the stories. You know, these age regressions were fantastic. They were talking about one, they're like, how old are you? And they had to ask it 3 different ways. And they're like, I'm 20 heat cycles, you know?
oh, right. You did also mention something about that. We've talked about it.
Are you, is it hot? Is it, yes, we're concerned we have very few skins of water left. You know, and it's fascinating vocabulary that is integrated under these age regressions. Well, there's one age regression where they regressed this woman back to a time that seemed kind of prehistoric because she was very arrogant in saying how beautiful she was, but she had fur, and she was saying that the men who want to come and have sex with her they won't admit it because it's shameful to be like combined, like there's this Neanderthal and whatever.
I have lived 28 hot times. I am not old. I am very young.
Describe your body part.
It's very beautiful. I am tall. And I move very easily. I am whether my skin is brown, but my covering is very golden. It gives a very golden, soft look. Oh, I have short, downy hair all over me, it's golden, and I have long golden hair on my head. My face is very soft, not covered with hair.
They're fantastic stories. If nothing else, I'm hearing things that are like unbelievable. And then they take her through the progression of her death and what she was learning about arrogance, and it's fascinating.
That's interesting, yeah.
No, thank you. Are the Mayans now descendants of the people that survived from Atlantis?
I don't know. I did hear something about how these races disappear. I was like, where'd they go? And the one thing that captivated me was that as a culture, they elevated their vibrational rate beyond the physical, and they no longer needed the physical.
Oh my God, I have so many questions. I can't stop asking.
Well, these are all like inadvertent teasers because
Right.
they're little breadcrumbs of, well, what else did you hear? A lot.